Welcome, friends, to the Scrapbook, a creative writing podcast where we create stories organically from a few pieces of paper randomly selected from 3 different subjects: genre, setting, time period. I'm your host, Jody Pratt, with my fellow host, Patrick Wigfall. Let the story begin.
Day bow bow.
Bow, bow. Canada.
Okay. Our friendly neighbor to the north.
Shout out to all my Mounties out there putting their life on the line against all these motherfucking moose. Keep your head up. Keep your fucking head up, bro. Don't believe the hype, my nigga. Y'all all respect it.
We love you guys, man. GSP, we love you guys.
Try all the TriStar. 1800s.
Ooh, I'm liking how this is shaping up.
Yep.
Give me a terror.
Ooh, genre, let's go, bro.
Give me some horror.
Do we got a fucking Mountie horror story, bro?
Bro, I'm going Fargo, but in Canada.
All right. Please, nigga, be like a... Oh, no. I don't like the shape of that one. I'm looking up at the ceiling, by the way.
Yeah.
Picking out...
He is. He's got huge eyes. I can see what he's looking.
Oh, boy.
It's really terror?
It's horror.
That's even better.
It's even better.
Because then we can have a monster now.
Exactly.
1800s?
And we've been going real safe because we wanted, you guys to have something that's feasible that your mind can reach, especially like newer writers who need something, a creative outlet or something that's not so hard on the mind. If you have a writer's block, you can build off of. But now we're going to go deep because I sent a text message to Patrick and I was like, terror or horror story, we're going fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like, we're going fucking hard.
That's the lane. That's my lane?
Yeah.
It's your lane.
It's my life.
So let's go hard on it. All right, Canadian horror in the 1800s. All right. Let's stick with what you got.
Okay, Mountie. Okay,
those are the cops right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the horses and shit.
Okay.
So, hold on. I want to know when Mounties.
Ooh, is this what Mounties were built off of?
Yeah, let's go. Let's have the Mountie. Hear me out, bro.
I'm gonna live with it.
Let's have the Mountie riding a fucking moose, my nigga. Right?
Can you maintain a moose?
Oh yeah, bro.
I don't think
for sure, bro.
That's the fucking picture though.
Yeah,
it's a moose. With a bloody mountain cap.
Or right when he had so moose.
It's
right?
a killer moose story.
Moose, the velvet on their tusks. The velvet on their horns, bro, fall off during the fucking...
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it looks disgusting and bloody and shit. Yeah. I think that's going to be the cover of it. But it has to do something with that. Hold on. But first, I need to...
I'm about to nut.
I need to make sure when did...
Mounties start? I'll tell you when.
Somebody already looked that up in Google. Good for y'all. 1920. Okay.
1800s. Can't do that.
So this is a loose...
It's the idea of why
exactly why Mounties are here to protect the people from those demons. I mean, whatever the fuck is out there.
So we had one in the 1800s, and I tell you what.
Yeah,
that ain't kept the same.
So like in Mountie stations, they'd have this person, our main character, painted on the wall, and him riding a moose. Like he's the first person to ever break a moose. And
so none of that's correct, right? Like when they go back to that actual time, he's just like, I hate moose.
No, yeah, exactly. But that's correct. That nigga
actually rode a moose.
He's the hero in this horror story, right?
Okay.
And he actually broke a moose and rode him, and that's the guy who's the father of Mounties in Canada.
How do you make that into a horror?
Peep this, nigga. All right. So, okay, we doing people or we doing monster or animal?
Horror. Let's go monster.
Monster? Damn. All right.
Let's
You
go
didn't take the
monster.
easy route, dog. You didn't take the easy route.
No, let's go monster.
All right. So I'm thinking ravenous grizzly bears. Oh, no. Yes, grizzly bears. Or you want to think of a fucking some made up ass Indian,
I wanted to go
monster.
with something that's not a lie, like not really
Not a real thing.
not a real thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Some Wendigo type shit.
But lean towards the creative side of it.
Okay.
I don't want to go with Wendigo. I don't want to go
a Wendigo type.
No, I know what you're saying, but like I want to make something like completely different, like where it's just like, oh, that's that ain't nothing else.
Okay.
So
no, as in so
what is so 1800s Canada? They had society over there, yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly, the worst things were the winters, right?
Yeah, I think so. Well, not now at this time, because there's a monster, not winter.
So should the monster come out during like the summer?
Okay, Canada became a country in 1867.
Ooh, so this is pre like colonization, really, of that area. Because we could do like 1860s or something, right down the street from fucking Solomon and his demon.
Which you guys don't know shit about. That's
we could do it right around that lane and be like, hey, they're industrialized to a certain extent, but not because of the terrain.
So
a lot of shit still.
Canada's been home to people for thousands of years.
And Inuits don't count.
And it was first
well, I mean,
spicy.
I mean, for the sake of like,
and it was first colonized by Europeans in the 16th century, which is what 1500 something. 16th century is the 1500s, right?
You hit me with a lot of math.
However, it took 400 years for European exploration to become an independent nation.
So yeah, so this could be this could follow just a grizzly ass man being like a frontier, not a frontier, what do you call it, a pioneer?
Yeah.
To the region?
Yeah.
And seeing something that he kills. And it was plaguing the town. And he remedies that.
So we're talking about humanoid?
What terrifies you?
White people.
That's not talking to me.
White men. Those motherfuckers terrify me. A group of them motherfuckers, bro. I'm walking.
I went to a winery the other day and I was just like, uncomfortable. And nobody was mean.
Yeah. Just I didn't expect them to be.
It was just an
interview. When you leave the room, you just like, this is an old straight haired Negro walking in with a button up shirt.
I didn't have a button up. I had a cardigan on.
Oh, yeah?
I went as white as I could go. Yeah. I was dressed in that cardigan I got for your wedding. Yeah. I look classy as shit.
I know it fits better, but I know you're feeling that shit. So, all right, let's think of the lore of this creature.
Okay.
All right. So
I think it's something the whites should have brought with them. Something following them. Like the natives don't know about it.
But the Mountie would be white, though.
Mountie's going to be white. He's going to be white.
They're going to be white.
Yeah, they're going to be white. But what it is I think that it should be something that's following the white folk. Until the natives are seeing...
Protecting and killing.
Decimating the native population.
Oh, shit.
Decimating. Only shows up when white people show up.
Huh. So it's protecting the white people in a way.
We don't know. That's the horror in it.
We don't know.
But he kills it, and he's a white.
They kill it.
Or they kill it, right? So we don't know. We don't know if it's fighting for them or it's fighting alongside them.
Oh, I think they should be half and half.
So half Inuit, half like white?
Yeah. I think they should be half and half.
Okay. Beautiful hair. Cairo, silky hair.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And he's like, Okay, yeah, that works.
All right, so this.
But they play it out for him to be white, but in the story, it's clearly said that he's not fully white.
Yeah.
But they play like in the murals that they have of him. It's a white dude.
They're or female. They're painted
or
as
a white person, yeah,
like white Jesus.
Yeah, but like clearly he fought.
Like they're from a different place.
Mm-hmm.
Their mother was white, but their father was, you know what I mean, like some sort of fucking weapons master, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Years prior, you know what I mean. So it'd be something maybe.
What's more terrifying? Something that comes in the day or something comes at night?
The daytime.
Right?
Yeah. Mask on.
Yeah.
They coming for.
Right.
Yeah.
Days. Mask off. They're coming for your life.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So daytime, they're coming
for your life.
Exactly.
This isn't a peekaboo game.
Yeah.
I'm not just here.
Yeah.
Jump scare you.
I never understood the shit about the shit in horror. I get building the suspense, but what does a 8-foot nigga with 12-inch teeth and claws that can tear apart a horse give a fuck about hiding from a human?
Yeah, I get that. I
don't understand that. And why does every ghost forget to how to speak English, but they can keep their form?
Yeah, and they just walk through the house like, couldn't you do more than yell?
Yeah, exactly. Like they shouldn't be screaming.
Breath smell like the cemetery. Yeah, you're tripping on me.
Bratwurst.
Catfish.
Okay, so it follows. It was said that this entity didn't come from like, you know, England, because that's where they're colonized by, but it was picked up from the seas.
Ooh.
Picked up from the seas and brought into land.
Before we go into that, I like that idea. Let's expand on that. From the seas. Tumultuous time. They were going through something and somebody prayed to something.
Yeah,
like
bro.
it was a bad time at sea and somebody prayed. Like
they're calling out to the old gods. Bro.
Yeah. Pagan gods.
Yeah, the old ones, nigga.
The ones we don't utter anymore.
Exactly.
The ones we don't speak.
The writing was in sticks, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Okay, I like that. I like that because then the storm eases and they find their way to land.
And there's for a fucking reason, because that demon
is attached to you and whatever you come in contact.
And while this person was praying, they left offerings out, and within that offering, that's where it was born. This isn't like a fucking spirit that can disappear. It's a physical thing. So
jumps off the boat after this.
In this pile of moldy offerings they give up to the winds and the water was like this little being, this fucking monster.
Do it like they did Alien, bro, and give a half second of showing the small creature when it's small and it jumps off the boat.
Yeah, or it was picked up and given into. So that's why it's for folks with the settlers is because they gave it life.
On some like Omen shit where like they're just putting it down. They're just like, we praise you.
Exactly, bro. And so by this time, the whole ship is believing in this. The whole ship is believing in this shit, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I can already see the fucking clip for the shit, bro. It shows it's spoken through an Inuit.
Mm-hmm.
It was like they brought the plague with them. They brought death with them,
and they brought with them.
And then it clips to them like he's like, you hear this voice and it shows like the Alaskan tundra, and then it cuts to like white people dancing around a fire with the stick figure of the creature, and they're dancing around it like Native Americans would, but they're praising that God.
Yeah,
and they're just like they brought an evil with them, and it shows them like dancing around it, and you're just like, oh shit, right?
And they leave what they left on the ship. Like that person, or it inside a bowl of water was like fish and like bread.
There should be some kind of physical sacrifice as far as like for themselves
Why would we do that?
to appease a god. You normally have to give it flesh,
I know, but
to please a dark something, you normally give it a part of your body.
but it was brought not through death, but it was brought through the life of food. You know what I'm saying? So it'd just
But the offering of it, right?
huh?
The offering of it.
Yeah,
But-
the offering that within it was created.
Okay.
It was in this bowl, right?
Mhm.
That's where she picked it up. They picked it up from
Mm-hmm.
and dropped into the water as they're docked. You know what I'm saying?
And
So it's feeding off
that's
of
something that every single colony did.
yeah.
And that's why they killed the indigenous populations, because they came with
They're
demon from the sea, basically.
exactly. There's hella Great Lakes, but where we're at is there's not. It's just a lot of forest.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to appease it from feeding on sea life, which that's what their offering was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It would live on the shore, but its land was the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're just like, we'll feed you other motherfuckers. And
Yeah.
it was the indigenous people.
Yeah.
That's who they sacrificed, not themselves. That's who they sacrificed, right? And then that's one of the people that they sacrificed was the protagonist's father.
Mm-hmm.
They caught him slipping, leaving that camp.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And leaving the camp, and he was sacrificed like right in front of the mother and the protagonist as a infant.
Mm-hmm.
So it grows up like they
And they're running. They're running. His whole shit is him running from this thing.
Well, him,
And he's the first Mountie, right?
yeah, he's the first Mountie.
I forgot that we were going that lane. So that makes sense. If his father gets killed, his mother is white.
Yeah, so that's why she's not fucked with. That's
Yeah.
why she doesn't have anything to run with.
Yeah.
And he passes.
And he's seeing that this shit is killing his people, but not the other people.
Not the other people. Exactly.
And he's like, huh.
And then his mom tells him, obviously,
Yep.
when he reaches this age, that this is why, you know what I mean, your dad's not here. This is why.
Because of this creature that we brought with us.
Exactly.
And then he's like, can you kill it?
You're like, and she's just like, low-key disgusted by that. She only told him to save face.
Yeah. And he's like, you don't kill this. This is
Yeah.
what's keeping us. She's bought into it.
She's bought into it. She bought into it before. Like, he was supposed to be a sacrifice anyway. They go out
She didn't know she was gonna fall in love.
exactly, to bring back people to sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
right? She didn't know she was going to fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
But she chose
They said sleep with them. They didn't say, like, procreate.
exactly, yeah.
They're like, if you need to
Anything
get
to
them-
bring them in. Anything
Yeah.
to bring them in.
But she was, like, seeing him numerous times before she brought him.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not hunter people. We're gathering motherfuckers. So it'll go on. Then he's told about the truth.
Does he get angry? I feel like he should be incredibly angry.
Of course. That's why he starts this adventure to, first of all, find
This creature.
and his father's people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So it's a convening of, like, the
Finding his roots kind of thing.
the people, yeah.
Yeah,
The people
exactly.
that he came from.
Yeah,
And he's like, I've lived in this society and they know what's killing you guys.
yeah,
And they brought it here.
exactly.
And then he's like, okay. And they're like, it'd be nice for them to remark on other creatures so we have an open universe on this. Like,
Yeah.
you talk to the natives and they're like, we have things that don't make sense here. But we've never seen this.
These people brought they brought a lot of these. Like, we have our own, but you know what I'm saying. But they leave with the wind.
Oof.
They bring these things and they fester here,
And they stay.
Yeah.
They bury into the ground.
and usually with deep roots comes, you know what I'm saying, like.
You can definitely
Yeah.
make a beautiful little monologue for that.
Exactly, bro. And that's when he finds it. But they stay elusive. We don't walk in and he finds a bunch of people. He's like, my people. He's more so, he sees them walking in shadow now, having been hunted for and sacrificed for the past 19 years. So they walk into the shadows and he only talks to like this older lady. Mm-hmm. And then after that, she blends in with the ground and shit. So he totally disappears.
So is he tripping?
No, he's not tripping.
They're really there.
They're really there.
Okay.
They're just hide well because they're being
hunted.
Yeah, they're being hunted
by a creature that can't be satisfied.
Yeah, and it's more so when they're brought a sacrifice. That's when he eats. He doesn't do this shit freely. He walks through the land and shit like that, trying to find the sea or some shit like that. I don't know. So how he finds the moose, right?
I forgot that he was riding a moose, Joseph.
Come on, nigga. He's walking through it, and this is on the journey to find the people.
He should find a moose of spectacular proportion. Something that people don't see.
Mm-hmm.
Almost fairy tale-esque.
Any moose is a fucking fairy tale.
Bro, have you ever seen a moose?
They're like 9 feet tall, dude.
Bro, I'm like, they can knock a car the fuck over.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're not supposed to be here. Move.
Yeah.
They can do that.
And it'll be, I feel like it's a weathered moose that has fought many fucking different, like...
Chipped antlers?
No, strong antlers. Weathered, though. Like, they've been fucking niggas up. And as well as it's got claw marks. Niggas been fucking grizzly bears up. The niggas been fucking, badgers living.
You can definitely get a polar bear in Alaska or in fucking Canada. You definitely can.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They ventured and shit. So he's like fighting other... In
the 1800s?
Yeah. Giant-ass moose and killing grizzly bears and shit. And he finds a nigga, but he finds peace in this human's eyes. He doesn't mean him any harm and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And they kind of build some shit.
It should be at a distance. He should see him at a distance initially as he's tracking this creature or trying to get to this creature.
Yeah.
And then they just keep coming into, like...
crossing each other's paths kind of thing. Because I want it to be like one of them is in a battle with something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not a pagan god. Maybe it is. Or maybe it's a fucking grizzly bear that he crossed paths with. I'm not going to get the revenanted. So I'm going to fucking fight the shit out of this thing. Maybe it's the protagonist is fighting with this shit and the moose comes after. You know what I mean? And knocks the nigga over and they fight side by side and become, you know what I mean, one.
It should never be what they're putting on the mural. I don't think he ever rides a moose.
Fuck yeah, he rides a moose.
No,
he has to.
I think what you do is you show that they mentally sync and they did do something together that shouldn't have been able to happen.
Right. Like riding him.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, this 9 foot tall, what the fuck is a moose? What is that? An ungulate? What is that?
I don't know. His hooves are split into two.
So I don't know. All I know is that would be nice for it to be like a fucking mythology and people add shit to it. They're like, and you know what? He beat the beast with a moose and he was riding that shit too, bro. Yeah. Like to throw that extra layer on top of it because that's what humans do when we storytell.
What is his weapon? What are their weapons?
The moose size, for sure. Moose is a spiritual creature. It's not gonna be like, hey.
I'm talking about the protagonist.
Oh, like the size, the moose.
I didn't think a moose with a gun.
Doesn't that sound like the dumbest, funniest shit ever?
A moose holding a Winchester. Like, not over here, nigga.
Back the fuck up. You're like, You got a cigarette in your mouth? Okay. Weapon would have to probably be, I'd say, for the time period, a hatchet.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a big ass axe.
Yeah, something like that, along those lines of that.
Yeah.
something you can carry and be readily available. You know, you're not trying to pull out a full ass sword.
Yeah.
He didn't have money to have guns, bullets and guns like that. So it's really some mountaineer shit.
I agree. So at this time, they give sacrifices, but that doesn't work as well. I just want to change it up now. That doesn't work as well as
he's starting to take the settlers too.
Yeah, he's starting to eat the white people too.
Yep.
And they're finding niggas like with their heads off, with
skin inside out.
Exactly, skin inside out. Niggas like with their chest plate on the outside of their body, like they're split open.
Yeah,
and like the inside of them are clean,
white. The bone is white on the inside.
Yeah,
but the rest of their body is completely intact.
Yeah, intact, like not even a blood spatter on it. It just picked clean.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then all the way until they start to find the elders are getting fucked up. Yeah, but they're not getting eaten. They're getting like destroyed. Like you ever
pulverized physically.
Eat a half of a banana with the peel on, and then like you do some childish shit and like smash the banana like into a plate or something like that. No, yeah,
I've done that years. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah, or even you get you even get like a wet paper towel and you like throw that shit against the wall.
Yeah,
that's how they find one of the fucking old elders. Just completely mashed into the wall.
Europeans, right?
Yeah.
And that's when the story kicks up and he leaves.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he sat idly by when he first found out. And he was like, this isn't okay. He had his reservations about it. And was like, that's not okay. That's half of me.
Yeah.
And then you come in and somebody's a spit water on a fucking wall. And you're like, yo.
and it starts with they got a native child, right, for a sacrifice. And they leave it outside after dancing naked and shit. And they put the big bowl of fish and water in front of their houses.
What was that old ass religion that they tried to take out? The last old pagan religion for the white people.
Christianity.
What was it? The Greek. What was it? We could just build off of that. It's
no. Let's make it up.
No, but I'm saying like that idea is that like that old pagan way of like sacrifice. I'm trying to think. You remember that Lords of Salem?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that called? What were those people called?
I don't know. I forgot.
Fuck. I'll remember it 2.5 days from now.
So, and the child who was left, or the person who was left, like in the position of where they, come and give the nigga up for sacrifice. And the next morning, they're still there. You know what I mean? The bowl of fish and bread and water still there. And the elders are just like, "Whoa, shit. Oh, shit.
We've lost control.
We lost fucking control." And then and then the woman who first started praying, like one of the last settlers and shit. I mean, well they're still alive, but they're older. One of the elders. She's like is asking her just like, we have to make a trek to the this is it right here. Making that trek to the water to fucking call them back. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Still there?
It comes to land, but it lives in the water.
Exactly. So and it leaves you know what I mean? It comes in clean. That's what it did. But it's starting to change now.
I can see this so clearly.
Do the fucking shit, right? So there's we have to go to the land, go to the water. So them going to a lake nearby, right? That trek over there, some of them go missing completely. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh shit, there might be animals. This can't be our God. You know what I mean? And they make it all the way to the fucking the water, and then call upon them, and just like. And the nigga just like, I'm talking about ripping niggas apart.
I want to make it like Jaws, where you never see the creature outside like 2-3 times.
Yeah. That's a suspense. But the way these niggas die, that's when the horror comes in.
Yeah.
So it's like horror suspense kind of.
It would, like, the best way I can describe it is my mom said when she went to go see The Exorcist, when she was young, she was like, I was way too young to watch it. And my father took me. And she's like, so I sat in the back with my ears plugged up so I couldn't hear it. And she's like, every time I turned it, I pulled my ears out to see where the movie was at, something horrible would be happening. My mind would make up the rest.
Oh, okay.
And that's what you want.
Yeah.
So you want those sounds of bones twisting and breaking, ligaments, you hearing that dislocation.
Yeah, exactly.
And like that, like feeling of like
some Korean shit, Korean horror. Or anime.
You hear the bap of a head and then the seizure. You hear that.
Yeah.
And somebody's just like crying in the corner and you just hear heads hitting concrete real hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And now when it comes around, like this thunderous rain comes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This gust, this
okay,
wave
so the creature is supernatural. It brings weather with it.
Well, I wouldn't say supernatural, because the weather's natural.
But I'm saying, like, when he comes, there's a lot of rain.
I mean, it rains a lot in Canada, so it's just like by chance. That's when it comes, is with the rain and shit. You know what I mean? On those nights of sacrifice, it rains.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's a fucking storm. It rains and it eats the motherfucker.
And it would make sense because if it was born in water, when it shows up, water should be around.
Exactly.
That would make sense.
And then, of course, that sacrifice.
Because that fucking bread and water bullshit was fire.
Yeah.
Fire. That's fire.
So the nigga, like, obviously that sacrifice either dies from exposure. You know what I mean? It's not the person's not alive. It's not like, okay, you get to go free, or there's a Gaston type of nigga in there who and just like tries to make up for.
He redoes the ceremony, pulls a creature out and puts his own blood in it, or something.
Who does?
The mountaineer, the nigga going to kill the creature. He goes out there and he's going out there with that anger of you've killed my family, instead of being like, my family
brought you
here. And so he goes to those old pagan religions and does some like shit to bring the creature forth.
Yeah.
And lock it in with him.
Why would he lock it in with him?
Well, I mean, like, not lock it in with him, but like, we're like, you can't just dip. We have to do this.
Do what?
Like, I've summoned you? Yeah, I gotta kill you now.
Oh, okay. So, like, in that bowl of water and fish and shit.
Yeah, he puts his blood. He puts his own blood.
Yeah.
And the creature's like, I've been giving offerings. What am I doing? I'm killing you.
Yeah.
People. I want people. And he's like, I'll give you people.
Or even it's them, the monster being insatiable now.
Yeah.
The appetite is well beyond.
Yeah, it's not even eating him anymore.
A motherfucker. Exactly, bro. It's well beyond the point. I feel like to call him out, because he's throughout the shit, they've tried to fight this mother. Him and his steed tried to fight this motherfucker. And
I'm telling you, he should fight, and that moose just be there when he wakes up. When the creature almost kills him, and was like, right by his face, like, what the fuck?
But he was in that fight too. That moose has to fight.
And the moose has some scars on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, clearly the moose is a representation of a spirit or something, right?
No, it's a fucking moose.
No,
it's
no, Joseph. It's a spirit of Canada. No. No.
Canada Dry. Yeah, it's a real fucking moose, bruh.
Bruh. You can't. Okay.
It's an ice, brother.
All right, dog.
It's killing. Yeah, it's a real fucking moose. They're finding the nigga. It's real.
I keep forgetting we're getting so dope in the story, and I'm like, oh, he still wants the story to end with the nigga riding the moose.
Yeah, bro.
Like, he's like, I'm not giving up on that.
Yeah, no, that's not happening, bro.
He's like, after this I got something to throw out. That's not one of them.
He's riding the fucking moose, bro. Bareback as fuck.
He dies in.
Huh?
He dies in.
No.
100%.
No, he doesn't.
You have to die riding a moose.
No.
That's the most...
He doesn't die. He does that village into new beliefs and shit.
Ooh. Ooh. He places the curse on somebody else.
Somebody else's people? Black people?
He sends it a different direction.
He has to kill it.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, man.
No, and that's the beauty of a hero that you don't know. Because he didn't save everybody, he saved you.
I don't like it.
A hero is only a hero to the people he saved. What about the people that he defeated?
That's fucking true. That's fucking true, bro. That's pretty fire. Huh.
He sets it on somebody else.
Who did he set it on? The French?
I mean, that would have worked, and that's why they had to evacuate fucking, Canada.
Yeah.
And they didn't stay there. I think. I don't know. But I'm saying, like, that would be poetic because he went to go kill something that his family started. Part of him did.
Yeah. His family was just on that boat.
They didn't do it.
They didn't start it.
Okay.
The person that still started it, was
the first person that died.
That got banana peeled against the wall.
Yeah, that's funny.
Spitballed against the wall.
Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, so like it kills like fucking, I want to say, a lot of the fucking villains.
I'd say we go through percentages. I'd say it takes about 60.
Yeah.
You leave them in shambles. You leave them to where like they're like
lost as fuck.
Yeah.
This is all they believed in and shit like that, and then now.
And it did it in front of people. It wasn't
broad
secretive.
Daylight.
It wasn't secretive about it.
Yeah.
And that would be beautiful is to have like a scene that is deaf. Where you just see somebody sitting in a house like this and you see a window or something and you see somebody being torn apart and they're just choosing not to look.
Exactly, where they're staring at their feet while it's like blood's getting slimed across that motherfucker.
And like they flinch when the blood hits their face and they're just like, I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna look at
and they drop like right in front of them and gets dragged away immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And they're grabbing at their legs and shit. Like they're having seizures, they're quasi there, they're not.
Yeah.
Like that's the horror in it, is that this creature is destroying what you know in front of you in broad daylight.
Yeah. And you know how eerie it is
when it's your fault that we're here.
It starts to rain during the daytime.
Oh man. North Carolina is weird. It's like that.
Sun is out, beautiful golden, and it's just
raining. I'm like
falling. You know what I mean? And it only is in the daytime.
I like that. Nighttime is when they rest.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
But they're all of them deep sunken eyes. Everybody's just like on edge.
Yeah.
Wishing they had Coke at that moment. They're just like, I can't.
Some Adderall.
I don't sleep at night because I'm terrified of the morning.
Exactly. Just like,
that's beautiful right there.
Yeah. And so this nigga, so he goes to
niggas to get bullied. Goddamn.
For real though. Sorry, players.
Hey, stop bullying niggas. Or learn how to punch a nigga with the right straight. That puts a lot of haters down.
Yeah, man. And it's easy as fuck too.
Yeah. Punching somebody is as easy as
you
being punched. Yeah.
It's real fucking yeah, for real though. They can miss too if you move ahead a little bit. Unless they punch in the stomach. If they're stomach punchers and you're like in third grade, sorry.
Yeah, that's gonna put you out.
Stomach punches are like 100% accuracy for niggas in like the third grade, bro.
Every fucking high school movie. Somebody getting punched one time, like, and they're like, leave him alone, Johnny. And he's like, you come in my town again, that's not the last one you'll get. And then he walks off.
Well, he was like, man, I should go get my dad's thing, bro. Fucking pussy boy.
He got a toothpick. He's like, don't let me see you around here again. I'm like, what, school? Don't come back to school. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
My mom would fucking kill me, bro. Okay, so he brings this nigga back, right? And they kind of have not a conversation, but he knows the tongue of humans by how
the
much.
Creature?
Yeah. So the nigga's just like, this doesn't work for me anymore, man.
Oh.
He's like, this doesn't work. This go ahead, drop it.
Can we have the Creature talking to him in the darkness like Cuz on the Witch? Do you like the taste of butter?
Yeah.
Dost thou like the taste of butter? We should have whispers on the wind. Whispers on the wind as he's going there. He's like, I'm not the one you want to kill. And it's trying to lead him to be like, you can just send me somewhere else.
Yeah.
And he eventually comes to the fact, like, I'm not going to catch the wind, but I can send the wind somewhere else.
As well as the nigga is like, you're the best of both worlds. Shout out to all my half niggas and half white people. Y'all matter, bro. All my mixed race people. I got a mixed race child. My beautiful, best friend is is mixed race. Yeah, and that's a little bit of underlining. Shout out to all my niggas out there. But that's a part of it. He's just like, you're the best of both worlds. I don't want to have to fucking kill you, and I will.
He's like, I will, and I don't enjoy the taste
of humans.
I enjoy the taste of like death.
Yeah, my destruction is
you can send me wherever you want. And it gets into his head to the point where he is now gonna orchestrate the same atrocities that he hates his family for doing.
Yeah.
And his people coming from there. Because he wasn't accepted by the Inuits because they were like, you're half white.
Yeah, and plus we can't give ourselves to you. We know half of you, Dad. It's in you. It's in you, bro.
It's in you.
I can't.
And that's why it can talk to him. It talks to all of them. Yeah. And that's why they never thought it would kill him.
Yeah.
It's because it would speak to him and say, come on to the woods. Come out. And they go out and get killed, massacred, demolished. And then they'd be like, it couldn't have been the Creature because it speaks to us. It keeps us safe. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no. You've let this beast out of the cage and it's grown. Doesn't fit in that cage anymore.
Exactly. You forgot the trade. This wasn't going to do this shit forever.
Fish and bread can only sustain you for so long.
Yeah. This thing.
Especially when you're releasing me onto whole populations of people. Yeah. And you're like, go ahead and kill. And it does what it's supposed to do. But then when that's done, I like the taste of fear. Mm-hmm. I like the taste of...
Tears make me happy.
Yeah. That saltiness. Yeah. When you kill somebody, that's what I like.
Reminds me of the ocean.
Yeah.
Shit. So the nigga... So he's fucking, like, talking to this nigga at night through the trees and shit, through the fucking whispers and shit. But the nigga's obviously,
Should the Creature embody anything?
No.
So it's just whispers.
Whispers. Because you don't see it. Leave the fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was nice. It's nice. I think the,
So what would the final battle be?
He's bedded down for the night. Cold, snowy night. And the Creature is talking to him. And he's just listening. The Creature's like, you don't go south. There are things we can do south. We don't need to be here. And he's trying to go to the North America part of it, like America, and fuck up those people. He's like, there's things out there we could do. And then he's being like, I'm not going to spread you. And the Creature gets upset and starts to hit his tent or whatever he's in. And being like, voice changes clearly, distorted, multiple voices at the same time kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't tell me no, I tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm not going to spread this evil to anybody else. The tent starts thrashing like something big is on top of it.
Mm.
And he comes out stumbling with his hatchet. And the moose is standing across the way from him.
Yeah. Mm.
And the moose is like, you got some evil on you, nigga. and I love that we have to tie it to this moose because it makes it fun. How in the fuck does a moose intellectually bond somebody when the spirit beyond this reality is fucking shit up?
Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
A little bit. I agree with it, though.
Dogs and cats know when there's a fucking earthquake, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Animals probably know when something evil as fuck is just roaming around its land.
You know a dog's yawning?
Yeah.
That means that they don't trust the energy that you're given. They take you as a threat. Well, they're just like, like over and over again. That's what that means.
She did a lot in Detroit. That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Well, then you're just like, you're not tired, man. You've been sleeping all day. They're not fucking tired. Them yawning is... You're like, I don't trust you, pussy boy.
So how can we make this more terrifying? I think the creature should play to his insecurities. He should hear his mom in the woods.
Yeah.
He should hear people in the woods. You know, loons in the night. He should hear shit like that. To the point where he's going crazy, but the only thing keeping him going is knowing that I have to bottle this demon that we let loose. And then he doesn't do any of it.
What do you mean?
He just spills the bottle in a different direction.
Where does he put it?
I don't know. Back on the Europeans, back on them, on the French, on the blacks, on the indigenous. I don't know. But I know that like that would be the sickest outcome for this, is that he's fighting to say what you did was wrong, but what I'm gonna do is worse.
That's pretty hard. Let me see.
My dumbass were gonna say you should record that. And the first Mountie, and I think it would make sense that like you go for the humanity spirit, you got that person, you got the protagonist, and then you go for the actual physical thing, you got the fucking moose. So you can join them two together, and that's something that the spirit wasn't. Because that's the beautiful part, is the spirit's not killing animals. Just people.
Yeah, that's true.
Or the monster.
So... So it was first colonized by Royal New France in 1604.
Okay.
And then they gained their independence in 1929, you said? But they
1869.
1867.
Yeah, it was 18 something, right? Like upper eights.
So I would imagine this being like a yeah. Okay, so it leaves with the independence of Canada and brings that shit back to Europe, England. That's what I think.
I think it should follow somebody back to where that society didn't do well.
In England, that's why they came here.
No, but I'm saying like at the end of it, right? They're sending it to somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
It should go somewhere that didn't do well a few years later. Like it sounds shitty. You could send it to the Americas.
Yeah, what's America? Canada isn't Americas, but
yeah, we don't call it America, but it is part of the Americas, right?
It is.
So let's call it USA. They send it there.
Oh, they send it to the
Or they could send it with the French motherfucker. And he goes like what it is I'm pretty sure that this creature that we have psychologically can put things in your head, right? And so you're knowing what it wants. It's talking to you.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't
because
want
that's how this whole thing is going. Is that he's traveling across this terrain, and this creature's talking to him in the night, and then he eventually finds out like if I have my do this, I switch it up. I can turn it onto somebody else, not my people.
Yeah,
somebody else.
I feel like that in that way is making it it's making it real. Like, it was kind of made that way.
It could be on some you have to give a sacrifice type shit for me to listen to you shit.
Yeah.
And he has to break his code to get this thing off his people's back. He leads somebody to a sacrifice. And he's just like, after this, you gotta go, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I love that idea of the voice being like the witch and being like, you need to see what I'm gonna do. I don't want you to look away, kind of thing.
So, all right, so the problem is that this shit is one thing, and there has to be a reason why it's insatiable, and then how this guy.
It's side by side with the Europeans' expansion into land.
Oh, insatiable! Yeah, the appetite of wanting to take more
than I need. I don't need this much, but I'm gonna do it.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
And like you could even send him down there with the French person, and he finds a white man in the Americas. We don't have to fuck up the native population. It could, but then that bounces off that like it's a monkey's paw kind of thing, where it's like whoever holds this long enough is gonna have some bad shit happen.
Yeah.
You could just give it off to somebody else, kind of thing.
Okay.
And he's celebrated for cursing somebody else. Yeah. And he's celebrated wrongly because he's not even portrayed as himself. So it shows you like the fugaziness of heroes and the things that we think we're looking up to. Because that man, not a white man, half Inuit, half white, different.
Yeah.
Didn't save anybody. Condemned a whole other race of people.
Yeah.
But he's on school murals.
Exactly. And it was like dark. How about he sacrifices the moose, bro? How about that's what gets the shit's attention, and then that's what he captures him within that. Within like.
So he puts the spirit into the moose?
Like he puts the spirit into like say like the antlers or some shit like that, or the bust of the moose, and this moose it was given as a gift. That's what he captures him in.
That's so
beautiful. You know what I'm saying? That's what he captures him in.
Fuck. All right, so that's beautiful. Yeah. That's yeah. He and the moose has saved him.
That's why the thing like he doesn't. The moose obviously doesn't fucking understand English, but but the motherfucker is like the motherfucker's just like okay, all right, and then he's like talking to him in the water, and he's like the niggas. This is how it happened, right? The niggas up by the water is like doing his ritual shit. And then he knows he has to have a sacrifice. I'm gonna sacrifice myself. Doesn't fucking make sense. And then like the moose comes by to take a drink, and then as the water like stirs a little bit, the moose does that moose shit, and then his mint will like hatchet to the neck. Boom, nigga, hold that. Like not a like you lay down and take the beheading. It's like he catches him off guard, and
does he show remorse?
No, he doesn't because it's what he has to do. And he holds that nigga, and he this is that great fucking antlers. Like this is they told the story of this motherfucker at fires. You know what I mean? At campfires and shit like that. And he gives this as a gift, but it holds that spirit of that deity.
So. This is how it ends then.
Yeah.
It ends with two Frenchmen smoking and drinking by a depot. Somewhere like where you're going to run through a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes in, and from a distance, they see a moose.
Yeah.
And it's him walking with the antlers on his back.
Mm.
And they're like, is that a fucking moose? And they're like, no, it's a fucking guy. And then the dude walks up, and he's just like, hey, man, I could really use a fucking cigarette or whatever.
You killed this?
And he's like...
But he's like not answering the question.
He never answers that, did you kill this?
Yeah.
He just like... He's like, how much you want for that? And he's just like, I'll take a cigarette. Like, he wants one thing.
One thing. Minimalist.
He's like, I don't want your pack. And he's like, I'll give you the whole pack.
He's like, I'll give you, bro, I'll give
one.
you all the silver on me right now, dog. Like,
for that?
Yeah.
Can I say that I killed it? And he's just like,
yeah. And here's the fucking hatchet to go with it. This is what I killed it with. And they're just like,
and his knuckles are black. From like the frostbite.
Yeah.
He's lost his humanity knowing that he's cursed somebody.
Yeah.
Not that he's turning into this creature.
No.
But like he's dying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he knows
this is his last bit of life.
Yeah.
Given to the shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's your name? And then the nigga just like, Mountie.
And then before he like he sits down, he's just like, do you mind if I like rest my feet? And they're like, oh man, no. Pull up a seat, man. Pull up a seat.
And they're just like, yeah. And then it starts to... Yeah. Where'd you fuck... Who's it? Bro, do you know what this is? And it's like... And it shows like the fucking bullet wound here that I had this shit right on my fucking... I couldn't get the broadside of it. So I thought... You know what I mean? His niggas are telling the story. And it's going around. And it's like murmurs. And it spreads out of the bar... into the depot and onto the boats and all that shit.
And that spirit or whatever that is can always be conjured.
Yeah, exactly.
It can't be killed.
Yeah.
But it can be put into something. Yeah.
But you were saying something before I cut you off. You're talking about them talking, and then that's probably when they're like, do you want to, I don't know, by this time, the 1800s, you had cameras. And it was him by that camera.
Oh, no, what it was is like he was sitting down, he was like, can I rest my feet?
Yeah, there you go.
And they were just like, yeah, man, like, do
here's
you want to drink? And he's like, do you have water? And they're just like, we got these liquors and, you know, this. And he's just like, I'm good. And they're trying to talk to him, and he's like, how did you kill it? How big was it? And like it kind of like goes into that like when you get into a car accident, things like go.
Yeah. And
then they're jostling him around, being like, "Hey man, you know that was a fucking bit," and they're pushing him, but like,
yeah.
And they're okay with it. They're not mad with them.
Like the niggas, like an artist is already on the scene, and you're filming, just drawing this fucking thing. Like, you know, this is it. That type of shit,
and he's just like
drawing this
knowing what he's put on them.
Exactly, like,
and they're like doing this shit with it, and like they're posing with their death.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're doing something that he's seen them first touch death.
Yeah,
and he's the only man that knows that.
Yeah,
and he's gonna wear it.
Yeah,
they're like, why aren't you more excited, man?
Get him a room at the end, like, on me.
Do you want us? We're only 2 kilometers this way. Do you want to go with us? And he just said,
nice having.
And he just walks the fuck into the shit.
Yeah.
But he's remembered as a man who saved a town.
Yeah.
That turned into a country.
And those pictures of him that was through lore became who.
And there's a picture. Ooh, that'd be the coldest shit ever. At the end, there's a picture of him looking distraught while these Frenchmen hold up the antlers.
Yeah. And this nigga just like, his buttons are all fucked up and he's just like...
And he's not even looking at the picture. He's just like, what did I do to these people?
Yeah, just staring at them. And then they're just
I've been to prison stare compared to that, like, I'm bored stare?
Yeah. There's emptiness about it.
Yeah. There's an emptiness about it. Yeah. And there's an emptiness in him because he lost himself trying to save his people. God damn, it was good.
Yeah, that was good. That was pretty good. All right, Rochambeau, girl or guy?
All right. Am I girl or guy?
I'm girl.
Okay. Ro.
Oh, shit. We did this wrong.
No, because you wrote boy for the last one.
I know. Was I boy?
For the last one, yeah.
Okay, I was boy. Okay.
Yeah, because you won. You won. And so, yeah. Because I put up this and you put up rock.
I know, but did I say girl or boy?
So I think you're a girl now.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Rochambeau. All
right.
So I'm boy?
Yep.
All right, so it's a boy.
What did I say, boy? Damn.
No, because you said boy last time. So you have no option other than be like that. Damn, that was good. What? Damn. That was good. He kills the moose, you son of a bitch. And they write it. And, like, there's pictures of him riding the moose.
Yeah. The paintings and shit.
But, like, at the end of... It'd be nice at the end of the shit for, like, the credits, they show old pictures. And one of the old pictures is him near the antlers.
Yeah.
And, like, show him, like...
This is some of the oldest, you know what I mean, niggas, like...
Get that Sexton in there, you feel me?
I got it.
I'm talking about this one, just put my dick on the table.
Well, they got him, like... But this is one of the oldest, like, the original picture. Mm-hmm. And it's based off this shit. And it's him. But in
Should
the mountains...
the creature be in the back in that photo?
It's some darkness. Because it's daytime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some darkness. And it just...
I don't even want to go into what the creature looks like.
No.
It's better if you don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that story. God.
But yeah, the picture in the Mounties office and shit, the nigga got the... You know what I mean? On the fucking moose, though. With a handful of the hair. That's his picture. The nigga's, like, regaled as the nigga who saved us. Because this moose was a rotten, fucking destroying ass nigga who's killed many men.
And they don't even know what the real story is about. That moose saved his life.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
And that moose can be an analogy for a billion goddamn.
A bunch of shit.
Wow. Can we add on a different ending? Switch up the ending. I think we should give that. I think we should always do that because when we did that with the Tibet story, way better.
Yeah, that's true.
So, the original story ends with him at a French depot being like, can I get a cigarette for these antlers? Passes on whatever demon or whatever the fuck this is. How else could that end? Does he die in the wilderness with them?
Well, I would say this. It would end kind of in a similar way. Instead of him being brought into the shit and arms around him and shit like that, it instantly starts with those people again. So the moment he walks into the shit and he like comes in with these gigantic fucking antlers and people are just like, yo, I'm like, I'll trade you for a cigarette. And then niggas just like, you do that for, you know what I mean, a cigarette? And then as soon as they start to be like suspicious, like, bro, you must have stolen these or something, but look at you. You're not even that. It'd be a nigga choking to death and that'd be the sacrifice to bring You know what I mean? Death brings this nigga.
And then he closes his eyes and he hears the sounds again.
Exactly. And you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I like that one too.
You know what I mean? And then he leaves he'd leave the same way, but he'd die soon after that. Or even
the creature's gonna kill him right after in this scenario, right?
Yeah. He was like, you brought me to where I need to be, man. Fuck you. But what brings him there, the nigga just like started choking on some peanuts or some shit like that. And then the nigga just like drops dead as soon as people are just like, so all you want is a cigarette? And niggas like backing up and
over the top. Over the top.
But the nigga's like grabbing at his throat, like clawing at it, like choking to death. And then he drops.
Just hit that. And he's just like, nope, I'm gonna choke to death.
Drops to his back and just like, you know what I mean, dies and just like, oh, we need a medic here.
Yeah, everybody trips, whole thing's averted, and then
he disappears.
And then he's just gone when they look back up, like, hey, I'm not done. Okay, and then you start hearing things happen.
Yeah,
throughout the campsite. I think a pan out would be beautiful of like him there holding the man that was just like choking to death and then died, and then you go out and you start seeing like people being lifted and fucked up and then thrown somewhere.
The monster isn't I got powers nigga.
No. I'm just not trying to say what it looks like.
Okay.
But you see this thing moving through a camp and fucking shit up as it pulls through. Like pulls out.
You don't think it'll be ill if the nigga like hits the corner? Like obviously nigga just doesn't disappear, he runs. Mm-hmm. So he's like doing like that and just like, and you hear the nigga be like, thank you. And you're like, okay, that shit's over. And then his head smashes against the motherfucking wall.
I think it'd be beautiful for him to be doing exactly what you said. Running away. He keeps taking breaks. He's like, I haven't felt this good in a long time. And then he's like, I forget the taste of flesh every so often. Like every time he stops, it's just like letting him know, like, I'm killing because of you.
Oh, but why does it stay with him then?
It kills him out there, like you want. And so he stops and he's like, when he mentally breaks, that's when it gets him. Mm. And he's just like, no.
I would say he's not very far away. Because the nigga's not like I said, he's not a power motherfucker.
Well, what I'm saying is he's attached to this person because that person holds the ritual. Hmm. You know what I mean? Like I think that's why when you have to take it as a god for the Europeans that did it, because they took it as that. And they were praising it, they were giving it.
I know, but these pagan deities weren't gods. They're real fucking like quote unquote.
But what I'm saying is that they were willing to kill people. They were willing to sacrifice a lot. Right? Mm-hmm. And every so often, if something happened, they weren't really tripping like that. They're like, hey, as long as we are prosperous, some people can go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Uh-huh. And so that's where I think that energy should go with this is that, like, he's trying to appease this energy, but it's like, I am on y'all's energy level. And like I said, it's the insatiable nature of colonizers that have fueled this thing. So you can't stop. It's like you put turbos on a car. The turbos are always going to be there. Right. Whether or not there's gas in them, they're always going to be there. Yeah. So they added into this monster, right, that, overran its captors.
Right. I don't think he should be following this nigga around after he runs away.
No. He gets killed. What I'm saying is that, like, it's talking to him, leading him to, like, a mental break or running away. And then he hits that, like, Batman, like, where are you? Right here. And then you turn around, he's, like, right there. Kind of thing. Like, or the smash in the... I love the smash in the head thing. Yeah. I just think that would be a bit brutal, but it also is a horror. So yeah, his skull can crack like a cantaloupe.
Yeah, like I'm talking smashed and just smeared. Yeah, like a booger on the wall.
And you never see. But you have to show certain parts of the creature. Hands, you know what I mean? Yeah. Something that's throwing people and hitting people, and you know what I mean. I don't want like a vampire type of thing where
No,
it's like popping up random place and then just disappears. This is a living creature.
Exactly. Yeah.
Living, breathing creature, but it does have some kind of telepathic ability because it's talking to the people that it's leading out into the woods. Because it's not going, hey, come out to the woods. It's linking up with you mentally to be able to draw you out to the woods.
I don't think the nigga is a woods motherfucker. He's not a woods person.
Well, I mean, but I'm
saying... nigga comes into the village shit for the sacrifice. He's not in the woods.
So he's only showing up at time for sacrifice.
Yeah.
How long is he there for?
What do you mean? For that night. For that daytime.
And then he immediately flees back to the ocean.
Yeah.
Then that's what it is. He's chasing him on the way back to the ocean.
Shit. What do you mean?
That's how the mountaineer does this. He's like, they come for the sacrifice. Or it come for the sacrifice. Mm-hmm. I have to kill it while it's here. Because once it goes back to the ocean, I'm never going to find it.
Yeah.
And so he's on the trail of it, leaving the town.
Mm. Then that's when the whole shit happens.
And then that feeds in the rest of the story. Oh. But he's trailing it because he's like, it comes for sacrifices. Oh, and there's a season. There has to be a season, right?
Well, what?
Of harvest. A season where you have plenty to sacrifice. And this creature is coming for its sacrifice.
But it doesn't, though. That's when the insatiable appetite comes.
But what I'm saying is like that like it's multiple people doing this. And so he's like, I know that this whole region right here, all South Sacs are going to be given this sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's going to be somewhere around here. Like you kind of have like and this is before he understands that like it's killing Europeans at this point. Because I think he should have some kind of vendetta if he saw his father be killed by this, right?
He didn't. He was a baby.
Oh, he was a baby when this happened. Okay, that changes everything.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, so how big is this community we're talking about?
It'll be like maybe 130 people or so. What are you talking about? The depot?
No, the people that brought this shit.
There's like 130 people by now.
By now, so they added on to those numbers.
Yeah, it's been 20 years.
So they showed up with 80, 60, some shit like that.
It's been 20 years. So.
Yeah. Then it should be... What about the main settlements? They have like a elder that holds up the old practices.
A couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, and those are the niggas that were killed initially, right?
Yeah.
But those are the only niggas still bringing a sacrifice. And when they find them spitballed against a wall, they're like...
The sacrifice doesn't matter anymore because remember the insatiable appetite?
Yeah.
It's growing beyond that.
But they don't know that.
They know it because they didn't take the sacrifice.
No, but they don't understand why it's doing it.
Yeah, that's why they went out to the water to call them.
Exactly.
And then they get massacred and shit.
And it makes it worse because then you lose all of the figureheads in the community, which sends you into fucking chaos.
Yeah, and then, the fucking... What is it called when the military take over?
Martial law. Yeah.
So, like, the strongest niggas be like... We should have been doing this a lot, you know what I mean? Whatever. But it's still the shit's muddying up the main shit. And that's the end of the fucking, how it all ends for him. What I was saying was, it shouldn't, the nigga he shouldn't keep the shit in his head because he's now passed it on. The moose, that's why he attached to the moose head. The moose head's now theirs. It leaves him.
Yeah, he literally put his baggage onto the moose.
Exactly. That's why
emotionally and physically because there's a full ass thing attached to that.
Yeah, so that's why there's no fucking talking to him after that. There's no telling the nigga I said thank you, goddamn good looking, none of that shit because he's passed it on.
And he's like, I've done my deed.
Exactly. Yeah, I've passed that shit on.
So does he walk back to his village?
The nigga dies at the depot.
Oh, he gets killed there?
Yeah, he gets killed there trying to run away
from the creature doesn't go back to where it did follow what he said.
Yeah.
It's on them now, but you also, you were the one that brought the knife, so you're getting stabbed too.
Yeah, exactly, bro. You're going to get cut too.
Yeah. Everybody bleed here.
Exactly. You think that'll be the alternate?
Fuck, that was nice.
That was nice.
Shite.
Hey, thank you for joining us at the Scrapbook. On the Scrapbook. If you want to expand on the story, a different ending, you think you want to change the shit in any sort of way, please email us at the Scrapbook at the Scrapbook podcast at gmail.com. If you want to turn this shit into a play, you want to write it into a short story, please do. This is a creative writing podcast. So
the man has a mustache. If you're gonna make this,
yeah,
he has a dope ass. I'm talking to Samuel A. mustache.
Yeah, even if you want to, out of all of the shit that we've done, all the podcast episodes, if you want to even do illustrations of this, of what you think, you want to make a fucking movie poster out of all this shit, different episodes, please do email us, like I said, again, at the Scrapbook Podcast at gmail.com. Our Instagram is coming soon. We love you. Don't stop being creative. Peace.
Peace.